Hello, we'll be getting started in a few minutes. So let me know if you could hear me in the chat, if my sound is coming in clearly, and we'll be getting started in a few minutes. Thank you for joining me this evening, and I welcome everyone to the Passion the Prophet session, where I'll be teaching you how to turn your knowledge and experience into profit. Tonight, you will discover keys to take your idea of writing and make it profitable. And I'll ask you to hold all your questions until the end because I have a lot of material to get through. So you'll further learn the simple tips to take away the overwhelm and help you write with ease. And you'll understand how to implement what you have heard tonight and to begin to write it down on paper. You'll know how to take your book from out of your head and actually, make it profitable, bring it into reality. Because as long as your book is in your head, it's just a fantasy. And that's where most people's books are. It's in their head. And they keep saying, one day I'll get around to writing my book. And it has been months, and months have turned into years. And that book, or like I always say, there's always more than one book, is still in their heads. Okay? So we're going to learn how to, get our books out of our head and make it profitable. Make it profitable. Now, for those of you who stay until the end, I'm going to tell you how to get a free copy of my book, 7 Ways to Grow Your Target Audience as a New Author. And in this book, you have actionable steps where you could begin drawing your target audience. It will show you how, and it'll give you tips to do just that. So stay around to the end because we have an exciting night tonight filled with lots of tips and lots of hacks that you could put into action immediately to give you that easy win, to take away the overwhelm, because that's where many people are. They're overwhelmed. They're looking at all of these notes, or even some people have told me, I have journals of writing, but I just don't know what to do with it. And because they don't know what to do with it, they become overwhelmed. And what happens? They do nothing. So tonight, we're going to take away the overwhelm. So here at Turning Point Enrichment Incorporation, our mission is to educate and empower women to create sustainability from their resources by changing the way they see themselves and building a legacy for future generations. And what I mean about the resources, those are the things that you have inside of you, your knowledge, your expertise, all of the teachings that you have been through. Just think about that. And this is what we tap into to help you create sustainability. Who is this meeting for? Well, this meeting is for women who are worried about having enough money when they retire. It's also for women who are struggling with the idea of working past the retirement age. It's also for women who have gone back to work after they retire. And it's also for women who are approaching the retirement, and are concerned about their income. That's who it's for. Who am I? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, founder and CEO of Turning Point Enrichment. I'm an inspirational book coach whose main focus is teaching women how to be successful and generate revenue through writing their books. I have taught hundreds of individuals how to write successful books that are not just sitting in your garage in boxes or in the trunk of your vehicle collecting dust after the excitement is gone. Because, when you first write a book, there's excitement. But what happens to all of those books that you have sitting around that nobody's, you know, interested in buying because the fire has gone away? I'll teach you how to keep that fire and how to get people interested in purchasing from you. Okay? Purchasing your book from you. Now, my story began with me being laid off twice, back to back, through no fault of my own. This was during the housing crisis. I couldn't find a job in spite of an impeccable resume with lots of experience in education. I fell into a deep depression because I had bill collectors calling me and I couldn't pay my bills. This was a devastating time for me. And it's devastating, y'all, when you are used to paying your bills on time and before time. And now your bills are falling behind because you can't get a job. You know, I used to send out resumes in the morning, all morning. And I expected someone to call me in the afternoon, but they didn't call me. I received no calls. And this would led to my depression. I would, like I said, send out the resumes in the morning and cry all afternoon. I was in a low place. I had to make arrangements to pay my bills because, I was used to doing that. And when you give somebody your word and you can't meet those expectations, sometimes it does something to you. And just by me not able to keep my word, I felt some sort of way. I went on unemployment and eventually I found employment. I worked 7 months and then I got laid off again because of a merger and a closed location. Now, I could have reapplied, but again, that was no guarantee. That was no guarantee. That was my suddenly. Just like many women now who have faced this pandemic. But you know what? I was at a crossroad. I took what I had in my hand, something that I had considered a hobby, something that I did just for fun, and I turned it into a viable business. You know, I hear it all the time from women who need more money and have taken a job even after retirement because they don't have enough savings to live the life that they want. And why I speak about women, because women make less money than men, according to the stats. And that's why I have a heart for women, to show them that they could take what they have in their hand, their knowledge, their education, their resources, and they could do something with it. That's why we call this the Passion to Profit seminar. You know, sometimes they're not even talking about their dreams. But, just to have extra money to travel or spend time with the grandkids. especially after COVID, okay? You may not even have a job because favor was given to someone younger. And you know, y'all, that's the fact, okay? That's the fact. They're looking at employers are maybe looking at a younger crowd, someone that's up on technology or someone, that could get around better because, as we age, what happens? We tend to slow down. But that's the body that slows down. It's never the mind because you're still as short as you used to be. And as long as you have a mind to think, you'll never run out. You'll never exhaust everything that you know inside. If you think about it, all the knowledge and experience that you have, you could do something with it with the proper training. Now, this pandemic was a suddenly, like I mentioned. I faced it suddenly back in 2006 when the housing market went bust. I, with others in the company, were called into the boss's office. And it was one afternoon, I would say around 3 p.m., just before the holidays. And after that second time, I couldn't put myself through this roller coaster ride again. Like I said, with the depression. Because if you never, you know, had depression or faced depression, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible, horrible thing. So, like I said, I was at a crossroad. I had to make a decision. So I took what was once a hobby and turned it into a viable business. And the rest is history. No matter what comes, life goes on. Life happens. Always remember, you are responsible for your own success. At that point, I was tired of something that I work hard at being taken away. But you know what? This was my turning point. And this could be your turning point where you begin to see your worth. Like I said, I have a passion for women, and especially for women 50 and over who work hard and never take time to realize how valuable they are. So, this is what I want to talk about tonight: turning your knowledge and experience into profit. Whatever you are passionate about, you could write about. Someone is looking for your expertise. People are searching for knowledge. They are out there on Google searching for what you already know. According to Google, there are over 70,000 Google searches each second. That's almost 227 million an hour and about 5.4 billion Google searches per day. Now, are you showing up with your experience, your expertise, your know how to make some of that money? Or is your knowledge and expertise still not on paper in book form? Out of that 70,000 Google searches per second, there are people out there looking for books that you have not written yet. We all have things that we absolutely love. Maybe you love to write. Maybe it makes you feel like $1 million. It's the it's the thing that make you feel alive, that creates a fire in your bones. But you don't think that you could even make money from writing your book. There is something that you love to do. You have expert knowledge in something. Surely you think, I can't make money with, writing about that or writing instructions or how to's or teaching someone what I know. Nobody would pay me you know, to do that. It's just something that I do. I don't even think about it. I just do it. Now I can relate because there was a time I just wrote for fun because I enjoyed creating stories or seeing how much I could expand my knowledge on paper. How many times do you give advice and you don't even think about it? The key here is how many times do people seek you out for solutions to a problem? You're the go to person. But thanks to the internet, your knowledge and experience can be turned into a profitable stream. You can make money doing the things that you love the most. Yep. You can turn your passion or your expert knowledge into a profitable stream of income. I want you to think about this. How would it change your life to make an extra $1,000 per month, $2,000 per month, 5,000 or even $10,000 per month? You could easily make that if you knew how to create a profitable revenue stream. In fact, if you know what you're doing, you may be able to turn your book project into a full time job. Of course, all this raises the critical question: how do I create a revenue stream? In this session, I'm going to give you a roadmap for turning your expertise into a profitable revenue stream. I'll guide you step by step to making money doing what you love. And writing is only the beginning of the journey. But you got to get started somewhere. So, why not be intentional this year? Number one, prepare yourself. Creating a profitable book takes a lot of time, diligence, and work. If you want to succeed with your project, prepare to put in some work. How do you create the motivation needed to put in all that work? Well, take a look at your life as it currently is. Are you living your best life now? Are you completely fulfilled with your day job or your life in general? Do you have the income to enjoy the simple things in life without sacrificing something else? If you're not living your best life now, let that serve as a motivator for you making a change. You really can make money doing what you absolutely love. Think about this. How would it change your life if you were doing work that actually made you happy? I'm here to tell you, I used to write and create stories that, I could escape inside of, all for fun. Never ever thinking about ever making money from it because I love doing it. I have even taught classes and wrote out my instructions in book form just to place something in my students' hand so they wouldn't forget what I was teaching them. Every time I had a seminar, this is what I used to do: a conference, just so the attendees wouldn't forget what I had taught them. And I just gave it away. I have written plays that were part of national conferences just for the fun of it, never ever thinking that one day I would be here doing what I love and getting paid for my expertise. And it came as a suddenly when I was laid off twice back to back through no fault of my own. Like I said, during the housing crisis, lapsed into that deep depression because I couldn't pay my bills that I had been used to always paying on time and before time. It was a redirection in my life. It was a pivoting moment. I had to pivot. Just like many people who have faced this pandemic, you have to pivot. So, what's in your hand? You know, little did I know that my life was being redirected. So, I took what was a hobby and I turned it into a viable stream of revenue. So, to increase your motivation for your writing, envision this: what a successful outcome would look like for you. Paint a picture in your mind of what your best life would look like. And the best time to start is right now. Don't wait any longer. There will never be a perfect time to get started. Start working on your book today and simply adjust as time goes on. Number two is identify your passions and interests. You are at the intersection of passion and profit. In other words, it's all about taking the things you love and the things that you are good at and turning them into a profitable revenue stream. What is that one thing that lights you up? What is it that you could talk about for hours and get lost in time? On the job, what is it that your boss seeks you out for, especially when he or she is in a crunch or they need to push that project through? People are always blowing up your phones, asking you questions or advice. What is it that you know that others don't? You can't always think just because you know something that everyone else does also, because that's far from the truth. Stop assuming and start paying attention. Now, that's a nugget right there. Okay? Always, 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 wherever you are, wherever you go, seek to be that problem solver. Pay attention. And that's a tip right there that you could start writing a book on. Number three, validate your expertise. Once you've determined what you think your expertise is, you will write about. You need to validate it. What does it mean to validate it? Well, you'll check to see if there is a market of interest for your expertise. Validation will show interest and the value of your subject. Always determine the market value. Never assume something has a market just because an idea popped up in your head, because certain keys trigger interest. Number four, what sets you apart from your competition, from your competitors? Find out how you're going to stand out from the crowd. People make the mistake of holding back just because they see other people doing something, okay? They figure there's no need for them. And that's not true, y'all. That is totally not true. Because each person has a unique way of expressing or designing their description. When you write your book, know this: that your expression will be totally different from the other 50 books written on the same subject. Your experiences are your experiences. It's the way you felt them, it's the way you saw them. They're yours. And your experiences on nothing anybody could ever take away from you. That was another part of my depression because, something that I had worked so hard for, they suddenly, it was suddenly gone. It was suddenly taken away from me, you know? But nobody could ever take what's on the inside of you away from you because you own it. You own it. And so, my motivational tip inside of this seminar is you own it. So walk like you own it because you do. You absolutely do. You know, what sets you apart? Think about this. Let me give you an example. If there are 10 witnesses, each witness will have a different story and the way they view the accident. Now, you know this to be true. Everybody saw it different. Everybody's explaining it in a different way. Okay? So just think about your experience. Think about your expertise. Think about what's inside of you. It doesn't matter how many books that are written on the same subject. You express it and bring your writing to life on paper in a book form so your readers will their lives will be changed, that they can feel something from your expression. Express yourself inside of your book. You know, this is something else that I tell people. That's why, it doesn't make sense for people to copy or plagiarize somebody else's writing, okay? It doesn't make sense because they can't express it the way, the person who actually wrote it expressed it. It makes no sense. So, always be yourself. Express yourself through your own writing. Own your work. Don't be ashamed because it's an extension of you. That's all it is, an extension of you. Number 5, define your goals. Know what steps you need to take in order to turn your expertise into a reality. Get your goals out of your head and stop winging it. Write them down, you know? Stop winging it. Just, doing whatever. Because, a lot of times that's how people don't get anything done because they keep it in their heads, you know? And they try to go about their daily life having all this stuff in their head. And on the other hand, that's a way to tie you out mentally. If you write it down, then you could easily check it off as you accomplish it, and you don't have to worry about, oh, what's next? What's next? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Now maybe I'll do this, and then you forget. And that really ties you out mentally because there's a deep connection between your eyes and writing your words on paper because you will easily remember and work toward achieving your goals when you write them down every day. Every day, I write down, how my day is going to go, my to do list, put it that way. And I follow those things. And I don't, do so many where I'll get overwhelmed because, that's a challenge also, okay? So just do the things that you can accomplish that day. And if you don't get finished with what you have written down, well, begin the next day to finish those things that you didn't finish the day before. Always write your goals down because that's how your goals become a reality. As long as your goals are in your head, your goals are a fantasy. Okay? Bring your dreams into reality by getting them out of the someday I will get started writing my book. Because that's where it's at Most of the time, and people said someday, one day, okay, I'll get around to writing it. Instead, be intentional this year. Write and define your goals. Number 6, getting started. Eventually, you just need to get started. Stop trying to be perfect because perfection causes procrastination. And you see, that was another thing. My depression was, came on as perfection, trying to be perfect, a perfect record of, paying my bills on time and before time and never missing a payment and, you know, running up my credit cards and paying them all off and charging again, you know. And when I couldn't meet that, you know, it was something, that was really hard for me. It was really hard. And, a lot of times people try to be perfect and it causes procrastination. And, procrastination could also be a form of depression. People get depressed because something is not perfect. So what happens is they they keep putting it off and putting it off, and eventually, it doesn't get done. So who told you that your book has to be perfect? That's another misconception. Thinking you have to have a trial run. A trial run, y'all. Some people really think, well, I'll just put this out here, or, and see, and if it doesn't go well. And, all of this is a self-worth issue, an excuse to reduce your value because you can't see your worth. That's all it is. How many years have you been on that job doing the same thing, participating in training class after training class, and you still not sure of what you have been doing or have been taught? Define your goals and get started because time is moving on. There's a lady that I've been knowing for 20 plus years. And from day one, she still hasn't written her book. Her book could have generated revenue right now. Plus, she had enough material for 5 other books, if not more. And right now, she has health challenges and she's fighting to get better. But think about that, 20 plus years. That book could have been out. And I mean, it could have been touching lives because we talk about the revenue, we talk about, for ourselves, we talk about building that legacy for our family. But most importantly, what especially with this younger generation, they need direction. What can you deposit into the lives of others that can make their lives better, that would change the whole trajectory of their life, that would put them on the right path to whatever your expertise is, whatever you have been taught, whatever your experiences are? What is your deposit that you could deposit in society? The next, number 7 is launch and sell your book. Now it's time to sell your book. Streams of income. And that's a nugget right there because I want you to think bigger. I want you to expand your mind. Think of doors of opportunities that await you. Do you know that some organizations only allow you to speak on their platforms if you already have written a book? Your book places you in a whole different category. people begin to see you differently. You have a commanded presence. Your project, let me tell you, will not be perfect when you first launch it. You'll make mistakes, okay? You'll make mistakes. How many big corporations introduce their project to the public and they continue to tweak it after its release? Now, if big corporations do that, don't you think that you can also? It doesn't have to be perfect, you know? You are not alone. There is nothing wrong with refining to make something better. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't launch it, what are you trying to refine? How are you even going to know to refine your project or refine your book? How are you even going to know if you never put it out there? You know, that's another misconception. Here's another one. Don't be alarmed if you have trouble landing your first customers, because you have to allow people to get to know you. And once they know you, then they will trust you and purchase your book. How are you going to become the expert that they are looking for if you fail to show up for your audience because you have not started writing your book? Regardless, you need to launch your book. Stop sitting on your brilliance. Get off the sidelines and enter the journey of generating your revenue. Brilliance is in the grave, y'all. Okay? Brilliance is in the grave. And the world will never get to read those volumes of knowledge that have disappeared from the earth. So, what are your deposits? You know, with that being said, my husband has an aunt who will turn 105 this coming June. 105 years old. Think about all that she has seen, all the knowledge, all the expertise, you know, everything that, she has been taught. Just think of that. I mean, there's books. And, I was talking to her son just the other day. They need to, talk to her and get all of that wisdom and knowledge that she knows and start writing a book, Start writing a book. This is something that, could be cherished throughout the years for generations to come. Just think of the impact of everything that she has inside, how much it will impact those, not only in her family, but, for generations to come. 105 years old. That's that's you know that's something to think about. You might not be approaching 105, but just think about everything that you have experienced and your knowledge and your expertise. Number 8, market yourself. Promote your book so that it gets in front of as many people as possible. Every time you see an opportunity, let people know where they can find more information. Be creative. There are many ways to start marketing your book for little or no cost. Let me tell you, that's the way you start off, but you can't stay there, okay? You cannot stay there. Because if you're going to play in the big league, you have to pay for your marketing. Sometimes people get stuck in a mode and they waste more money trying to figure out how to do something instead of paying an expert that could cut right through the struggles and get them to their goals. Trial and error gets expensive, y'all. Trial and error gets very expensive. Let me tell you something. Even a coach has a coach. I'm a book coach, but I have a coach. You know, everyone should have someone who has been through to tell them how to make it happen, cutting off years of trial and error. Everybody needs someone. Everybody needs someone to show them the way. You can't, I always say this, you can't lead somebody out of a situation if you've never been in a situation. But if you've been there, you could certainly light the way for them and show them the do's and the don'ts for an easy win. Number 9, building sustainable income. Eventually, all things will go well, and they will. And there will come a point where you have to decide whether or not you want to quit your day job and make your project your full-time job. You'll get to the point where you have sustainable cash flow. Now, this is where writing out your goals play a big part in your journey. Don't let fear keep you from following your dreams. Don't let it happen. Don't allow fear, because fear has caused you to miss out on many things in the past. But you have to make up your mind that this is your year to be intentional, to get your book writing done. You have to follow your dreams. This is what you do. You prepare when you're building sustainable income, okay? You always prepare. And when we talk about, having that sustainable cash flow and you're working a job, you have to prepare to separate from your job. Don't just leap without a plan and some actionable steps, okay? Because that is crazy right there. That is crazy. You have to have a plan. You have to. Now, they may even be some of you on this seminar right now who are not currently working. You must apply these actionable steps because I'm going to tell you, you are responsible for your own success. Don't just sit there thinking that there is little or no change, no hope for change, because there is. There is. Number 10, your goals are achievable. It is not too late. No matter what stage you are in life, it's never too late. It reminds me of Laura Ingalls Wilder. Now, she has written some pieces, but in her later capacity, she began when she was 44 years old. Now, when she was 65 years old, she published a memoir of her childhood, Little House in the Big Woods, that became Little House on the Prairie. All it takes is action, meaning getting started writing your book. And with action comes consistency. And with consistency comes the proper training. Wherever you are in your writing journey, there is a product to help you to create your stream of revenue. There is something for everyone. Our products range from assisting you with your goals and achievements to identifying what's holding you back from your money and helping you to overcome that hindrance, to writing to the writing lab that shows you how to take your book writing from an idea all the way to the finished project. And it doesn't stop there. You'll learn how to generate streams of income from your first initial book or from that one initial book, okay? You'll understand goal setting because, like I said, your goals are achievable. The question is, are you ready to commit to your goals and aspirations? You make big plans and then you fail to achieve them. You know what you want, but you struggle to execute the plan. Learn the art of setting your goals and conquering what is hindering your progress. For the aspiring author who is eager to learn, you are eager to learn. We have something for everyone in this treasure chest of knowledge to help you build your revenue and achieve your goals. And you want to know how to get started. You could get started by going over to bit.ly/ my turning point 2021. Again, that's bit.ly/ my turning point 2021. You'll thank me later because my clients know I pull the best out of them. I believe everyone can live their best life if they are given the right tools to get the job done. And I want to show you these three selections, okay? Because no matter where you are in your journey, these products will meet your needs. The first one is strategies to achieve your writing goals. There are 8 modules. And don't even, you may be looking at the price on the screen, okay? But it gets better than that, all right? In this first group, you'll learn how to start thinking of yourself as a success. Losing a job may have affected your mental and emotional health. Abrupt changes may have caused you to fear, but you'll discover how to be stable and reach your highest potential. You'll achieve the knowledge to rearrange your life that supports your goals. Now, the value of that is $1,500. And it was on sale for $999.95. But for this special seminar, I reduced the price to $849.96. That's a discount of $149.99. That's how much you'll save. And all you have to do when you go to that website, bit.ly/ my turning point 2021, you put in the discount code revenue 2021. That's REVENUE 2021. And it will come up with that discount code. The next product is what is the story you are willing to create? And that has 5 modules. You'll learn how to develop writing strategies, displaying how to properly express your writing, which compels people to anxiously talk about purchasing your book with money in hand. Being disorganized and having trouble expressing your thoughts in writing is stressful. Your writing is boring and you lose interest in finishing the book. With this, you'll discover keys to producing quality works of art that sets you apart from the competition. You'll also gain the respect of being an expert in your field that leads to multiple streams of income. You'll learn how to be clear and concise with organization that flows. And this is what you'll learn in this second packet. And the value of this packet is $1,800. And it was reduced to $1,250.95. But for this seminar, you'll get a discount of $187.64, which brings it to 1063.31. When you put in that code REVENUE 2021, and again, you could access this product by going to bit.ly/ my turning point 2021. The next product, super sales strategy for your book. And this consists of 6 modules. You'll learn you'll learn tips to saving time and money. You'll master strategies to produce in 7 figures and beyond. When people see your book, it is sending a confusing or misleading message, so they walk away and not purchase it. But you'll learn and discover the importance of hiring experts and why they should never be overlooked. And again, this is a $2,500 value. It's a sales price of $1,599.95. But for this special seminar, you'll receive a discount of $239.99, which brings it to $1,359.96. When you put in that discount code, revenue 2021, and you could access this product again by going to bit.ly/ my turning point 2021. Now, I haven't forgotten about, your free gift. I haven't forgotten about your free gift. Now, also, before I go to talk about the free gift, also, when you go to, and this is for one-time purchases of each of these products, okay? But also, when you go to bit.ly/ my turning point 2021, for those of you who need a payment plan, when you go there, you'll see on that screen the membership, the payment plans of each of these products. Each of these products, where, if you said, I want to, do the first group, I want to do the second group, or I want to do the third group, you have a choice of picking whatever group, wherever you are. Okay, like I said, there's something for everyone. Whatever group that you fit in, that you think corresponds to solving your problem, and you choose that one, and that's the way you could get a payment plan. But this, for the most part, are for people that want to have that one time to pay for it one time. But there is something for you also um on that site. Okay, so you could go there by accessing it at bit.ly/ my turning point 2021. Now, are there any questions or any questions you have for me at this time? Yes, there will be a replay, and I'll be able to post that in the group. I'll post that in the group. I'll just send me, put it down in the chat, send me your email, and I'll send you access to the group where you could access the replay, and you could get this presentation. And I think I answered another question by saying yes, there is a way to also a payment plan. Well, the payment plan is the membership, where we break down the price for you, so you don't have to pay it all at one time, but monthly. You could pay it monthly. Are there any other questions before I move forward? Yes. If you need further help or you like to schedule an appointment with me, you could go to my website, www.turnyourknowledgeintodollars.info, info. Again, that's www.turnyourknowledgeintodollars.info, and scroll to the bottom where it says drop us a line. Scroll to the bottom where it says drop us a line. And that's how you could get in touch, with me, so I could answer your question if you have any further questions. Even on that website, um, you could subscribe to our mailing list where you won't miss out on any of the things that we have going on here at Turning Point Enrichment. We're here for you. We're here to guide you. We're here to lead you. We're here to point you into the right direction, because we know that people get overwhelmed sometime when they have a lot going on, and we here to help you, to lead you, to guide you, so you could begin writing your book, pointing you in the right direction, begin building your revenue streams and leaving a legacy for your children and your children's children. And also, most importantly, even changing the way you think about yourself, seeing your value. So, we have a lot here to offer. Even when you go to that website, www.turnyourknowledgeintodollars.info, you'll see a lot of products that we have there. There's something there to meet your needs. It's something there that will meet you right where you are, okay? Right where you are. And it's there for you. It'll answer your question. So you just go and you choose whichever one that suits your needs. Okay. But for the most part, to get started writing your book with these three um, products, you know, and I mean, they are uh, modules. These are jam packed with information, jam packed with information. Not to give you an overwhelm, but it will lead you step by step what you're supposed to do in order to get to the place where you need to get to. Okay? So, are there any more questions? Okay. And this is how you get your free gift by going to bit.ly/get my free gift 2021. Go to that link, bit.ly/get my free gift 2021. And on the thank you page, you'll see a link where you click it and you could download your free gift. And that's for you. And I thank you all for taking time out of your busy day and staying with me to the end, you know. Um, and this is our way of saying, I thank you. I appreciate you. And I hope that, what you heard tonight will, lead you to those figures, those streams of income, because I know that you're worth it. I know that you have knowledge. I know that you have expertise. I know you have experience. And I hope that what you have heard tonight has helped you see yourself in a different light, has helped motivate you to stop sitting on your brilliance and do something with the knowledge that you have, to show up for the people who are looking for your expertise. They're looking for, what you have, your resources. So, with that being said, are there any more questions before, I get out of here? Because I know it has been a long day for all of us. But like I said, I appreciate you. And I want you to go to that link and get your free gift. Download your free gift. And it's like I said, it's after you go to that link and fill out the information on the thank you page, that's where that link is. So if you go to bit.ly/, get my free gift 2021, you'll be able to get that free book that I promised you when we started this seminar. So are there any questions? If not, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight for the Passion to Profit seminar. And I look forward to, connecting with you, um, whether it's through products, whether it's on the next seminar or, a call, a discovery call, wherever it is. If you have a question, just give us a call, okay? Connect with us, and we're here for you. So, with that being said, I thank you for being here. And remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. Have a great rest of your evening.